Well, welcome to day 8, hiking day 7, but I guess it's day 8 of the adventure. Yesterday I took the day off at Breckenridge and had a 0 and rested and relaxed, and that was really good. So this morning I've been working on climbing up to the top of the peak between Breckenridge and Copper Mountain. And I think I've done about 2,000 feet of vertical already. I'm right almost to tree line, and I've got another 1,100 feet of vertical to do before I'm way up there. But you can see the trail's going to go up beside the trees, kind of hook a left and keep climbing. Got my first touch of snow a minute ago, but it's kind of a warm day, especially as I'm hiking. So not a whole lot of video. I was just climbing through trees. But we'll get some video in a minute or in an hour. I've got 2 miles to go. I don't think I can do it in an hour. But I've got 2 miles to go, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Probably about 12:30 or 1, I'll be sitting on top of the mountain, looking down at both Breckenridge and Copper if I can see them. The smoke from the fires this year has made it kind of hazy today. Well, I don't know if you can hear this because of wind noise, but I have made it to the top between Breckenridge and Copper Mountain, and getting ready to head down the other side. The climb was 3,500 feet and brutal. The descent's going to be 2,700 feet and very little space, so it'll be steep. I'm going to pull it over at Copper tonight and camp there and call it a day. Well, it's the end of day 7. Hiking, I guess day 8 on the trail if you count the 0 that I took in Breckenridge yesterday. Today was tough. We did about 3,500 feet of up and about 2,900 feet of down. And we did it all within the space of 12 miles. So it was steep up and steep down. And I'm sitting here right now on the edge of the trail overlooking Breckenridge, kind of looking at Breckenridge ski area. This is one of their parking lots. But it's been a long, hard day, and I didn't film a whole lot because I just didn't have the energy to do it. So end of day 8, I guess. Day 7 hiking. Tomorrow we'll go over Searle Pass and Kokomo Pass and try to camp at Cataract Creek. And then the next day we'll get to Highway 24 and get a ride around the burn zone, around the fires that are going on, and get to Twin Lakes. So one more full day and then a kind of a Nero day, and then I'll have 5 full days, maybe to Monarch. Good morning, day 8, I think, 7th day hiking, and all of that smoke that was in here last night's gone, and it's absolutely beautiful. There, up top is where we came from last night, camped down here in Copper Mountain's parking lot, basically, and up that valley somewhere is where we're going. Well, I'm getting close to 5 miles in for the day out of the 16 that's planned. So it's kind of nice to be almost a quarter of the way done, almost a third. Tell you what, 3 days ago, coming over Georgia Pass and down into Breck, that section from Georgia Pass to Breck was rough. That's interesting. There's a big kind of a wood structure somebody built down in there and a little trail going to it. Kind of a lean-to. But yesterday, after leaving Breck, close to 3,500, maybe 33 or 3,400 feet of elevation gain, and then 2,900 feet of elevation loss, all within a space of 13 miles. That was intense. This climb today has been real nice. A lot of switchbacks. A lot of the trail has looked exactly like what you're seeing. And we'll get up here to Jacques Creek, take a pack off break, and then climb. Ultimate goal today, get over Searle Pass and Kokomo Pass, down through Fort Hale, and onto Cataract Creek, where I hope I can camp for the night. Well, I'm getting close to the tree line. It's really not been so bad coming up Searle Pass. I mean, it's climbing, but not like yesterday. Oh, look at those beaver ponds. And somewhere up there is the pass I'm going to go over. Okay, so we just came over Searle and Kokomo Pass, and the views are amazing. And down in that valley somewhere, we're going to come through Camp Hale, which was where the Mountain Division trained during World War II. Well, I guess I have a little status update. Today was a really tough day. We did about 16 miles, came over Sorrel and Kenosha passes, and are camping near Cataract Creek. But my body is just about done. I'm having trouble just putting one foot in front of the other. And I know today was a hard day, but the thought of trying to do Collegiate West is just too much for me right now. And the thought of trying to do Collegiate East right now looks like a lot of long water carries, like big water carries. And so it looks like Collegiate East, at least the first part of it's going to be very difficult to get through. So all of those things being said, I honestly feel like I've done a pretty good job to hike from Waterton Canyon to Waterton Canyon all the way down to Highway 24 where the fire closure is. This has been honestly more hiking than I've ever done at one stretch. The first, I guess, hike that's gone into its second week. So anyway, looks like that the decision's been made that I'm going to try to figure out a way to get home and just kind of be with my family for another week before we come back out here to Estes Park area and have a family vacation. So I don't feel too bad about it. A lot of people would say, well, you ought to feel bad if you quit. Now, I don't feel like a quitter. I feel like I've accomplished more than most people my age accomplish. And who knows? I may come back and finish it, or I may just enjoy having lots and lots of overnight hikes, 2-day hikes, 2 nights with my grandkids, which honestly to me sounds like a lot more fun than me just personally taking a long hike. So anyway, I think that decision's been made, and look forward to hiking 5 to 6 miles out to Highway 24 in the morning. Good night. It's a little after 6 a.m. and it is absolutely beautiful, gorgeous in the mountains in the morning. Slept better last night, I think, than I've slept on this trip. I think I was awake, truly awake, once during the night. and then kind of a little bit awake to toss and turn. Maybe, I don't know, probably more than I think, probably almost a dozen times, but I think I do that anyway, maybe in my sleep. But today the goal is just really short. We have less than 6 miles to Highway 24. I don't think we're going to push all, I don't think I'm going to push all the way to Tennessee Pass because the fire closure is from there to Twin Lakes, and if I ever do come back and finish this, what does it matter if I start, I guess, at the actual pass or the first time you cross the highway right beside the pass? I can just pick where I left off. And it won't add 2 or 3 more miles to my trip the next time. And then it's to Twin Lakes, and then probably that's where I'm going to finish, and that's where I'm going to call it. So anyway, beautiful morning in the mountains. Gorgeous this morning. Next stop, I think, it would be Camp Hale to kind of look around there a little bit. Last night, my campsite was beside this little creek up above. I guess there's just a series of waterfalls. We were at the top of one at one point, watching it go over the hill. Cataract Creek is named because of the cataracts, I'd say. And it is a beautiful little creek, and gave me a good night's sleep last night listening to the water flow by. Well, I made it to Camp Hale. I'm standing right in the middle. I guess the bulk of the camp, I would have been maybe on this end of the camp, and maybe the eastern end of the camp, and on the western end down there, everything would have been spread out in front of me. But this is where the 10th Mountain Division trained in World War II for mountain warfare in the Alps and places like it. You can see how it would be kind of an appropriate place to train. I can just imagine thousands of U.S. soldiers all over this landscape during World War II. Well, you can't do a video of Camp Hale without the ordnance bunkers. So these would have been the bunkers where they would have stored all of the ammunition that they were using to train with. They are, oh, that scared me. Bird just flew out and about hit me. But these ordnance bunkers were where they would have stored all the ordnance. And I'm walking, I'm sure on the ground in front of me there was some kind of a track that they would use on a cart or something to run these things back and forth. And on the left is a wall, and from the looks of it, it probably used to have some kind of a little shed roof or something that covered this walkway, and they would have stored a different kind of ordnance in each different bunker. And these are covered with dirt and have a huge earthen mound that faces the camp, so that you couldn't accidentally, if something exploded, it wouldn't destroy the camp. They're just little rooms where used to be, hey look, my wife's name on the wall. That's interesting. Even spelled correctly. But this is where they used to store ordnance during World War II. I'll have to go home and see if I can research what this might have looked like, if there's any actual photographs of this during the war. 2 miles to Tennessee Pass and the fire closure. But only 262 feet of elevation gain, so that'd be 131 feet a mile. Makes a guy wonder, am I going to be traveling on this old dirt road most of the way up? I don't know, but I'll take 161 feet or 131 feet a mile. That's a nice gentle up. Well, here we go. Let's get to Tennessee Pass.